Three strikes, you're out. Christ New Church in New Zealand, Sri Lanka, on Easter, and now down in Poway near San Diego. Passover, last day of Passover. Woman killed in synagogue shooting near San Diego, remembered as a kind soul. NBC News. John T. Ernest, 19, of San Diego, surrendered to police after opening fire on the 100 or so people inside Shabbat of Poway, authorities said. Ernest was being held without bond in the San Diego Central Jail on 1 count of first-degree murder and 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder. There is no indication at this point in the investigation that Ernest was part of an organized group, San Diego County Sheriff Bill Gore said Sunday afternoon. We believe he acted alone and without outside support in carrying out the attack, which is so different than Sri Lanka and so the exact same as Christ New Church. Hello and welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel, where the party is just getting started. Current events looked at through a skeptical eye using science, history, and sometimes humor to explore the events of the day. Let's get down to business. So you have Muslims killed, Christians killed, and Jews killed. Can we all agree that this is getting old and needs to stop? The Crusades happened because the Christians wanted to get Israel, and Jerusalem in particular, back in the hands of Christians instead of the Muslims. Good or bad, there was a purpose. And more importantly, there was an end game. Once Jerusalem was held by the Christians, the fighting would stop. Now, those of you that know history go, oh, but they didn't fight because the Muslims came and they fought because they wanted to keep it. Yes, but they both had an end game. It's just, unfortunately, the end game was that the other side had to leave, and the other side didn't want to leave. But there was an end game. There's no end game for Sri Lanka. There's no end game for Christ New Church. There's no end game for the synagogue in Poway. It's just, hey, I can't help but notice you're praying to God. And I can't help but notice it's a very high holy day. I think I'll kill you. If there's a blessing, and there's really not, if there's a blessing, is the idea that the new, I don't know, like I said, it's not really a blessing at all, that the new church and the Poway were one-offs and not organized. But it's like, well, how is that good if they're going to keep happening? Yeah, that's true. That is true. And then you've got the thing with Sri Lanka where, oh, no, that was very, very, very planned. All I've got to say is this, and I hope you will join me. The only way to stop this, and I mean this sincerely, and don't buy my head off for the simplification, the only way to stop this is people to stop doing it. They have to stop. It's no different than any other crime. You want crime to stop? Stop committing crimes. Human beings have the ability to make choices. We need, as humans, to remind everybody that we have choices. We need to remind human beings that in those choices, some are just stupid. And killing people on their highest of holy days is really stupid. And killing people because of who they're praying to. Unlike the Crusades, which was whose ground they're living on. I'm sorry, but people are never going to stop fighting for which ground you're standing on. That's just the way human beings work. But killing people for which God you believe, that so doesn't have to happen. And it needs to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is if people remind each other, you know, you had a choice in that, Mr. 19-year-old John T. Ernest. You didn't have to do that. And the same could be made of the school shootings. You didn't have to do that. I'm not going to get into punishment. I'm not going to get into any of that, because we are at the point now where punishment is only creating tit for tat. And so we're going to just have to go back to the old-fashioned way of just telling people, don't do it. And relying on human rationale to stop it. Because the tit for tat can go on for eternity. Societies start resolving the tit for tat typically with saying, okay, we're running out of people, or we're sick of the bloodshed. And then they go, okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we're going to charge you. We're not going to kill one of yours because you killed one of ours, because we're over that. We're just going to charge you, and we're going to charge you a lot. And then that moves into the next phase, which is, okay, we're not going to charge you. We're going to lock up the person that did it so that they can't do it again, because, you know, simply charging you a bunch of money really didn't stop it as much as we were hoping. But if that human being is put in a cage, they're not going to be able to do it again. And that's how it's worked. But it's failing in regard to these religious killings. It's failing. So we're going to have to just go back to the oldest of the oldest way, which is, hey, stop it. Don't. Laugh at me if you want, but the tit for tat is not going to work. And the paying, it doesn't work very well either, and it only works at the very beginning, and it only works at the beginning because people recognize we need to stop the killing. Haha! Remember the original idea? Stop the killing. That's all I got. So, spread the word. Tell a neighbor. Don't kill people because of religion. Don't kill people unless they've done something really horribly wrong, and praying to their God is not really horribly wrong. Did you just detect that I'm pro-death penalty? Yeah, you probably did. We hope you enjoyed the content, and if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, come on back anytime. You're always welcome here as part of the family, and we'll see you in the future.